when asked whether we should be moderate, most of our leaders, most people will actually say yes. But when it comes to actually implementing policies or voicing out things cohesively, then many either are afraid to do it or do not act it through. So I think that's the challenge that we face in promoting a culture of moderation in this country. The government has been saying many things about moderation. Unfortunately, things when it is about action, it does not translate into action. Many things have been reversed, things like on the Sedition Act, on the ISA, which were, people were very hopeful that when it was supposed to be abolished and so there would be more room for openness in the country, and now it's, we are going back to the old days. So I think that's something which is very crucial in order to forge a moderate and open future for Malaysia.
Other than watching YouTube videos and listening to a few things that our Prime Minister has gone out of the country to talk about Malaysia being, the face of moderation and things like that, we don't have that kind of campaigns and stuff that talks about it in here. Obviously, if from an activist point of view, I think policy-wise, there's a lot of things that are not moderate about the way things are run at the moment for different reasons, and I think that there needs to be more to be done. So, movements like the Global Movement of Moderates is a good start, but it doesn't reach everybody. So I'm hoping that forums like this and, your role talking to us today, hopefully people will be able to see this and have more discussions about it. Because for me, really, moderation is really about diversity of views. If we can't talk about the different things and if we're going to shut some people up, then the space to talk about things is clamped. And when you have that, then it will support more extremism on both sides.
Well, there are efforts, such as the STAR, and I'm sure there are also efforts by the government. But sometimes these efforts get drowned by these voices which are pushing people away from moderation. Unfortunately, that's the case. That is one. And I feel sometimes also these efforts are, this is something that even us are guilty for. Sometimes these efforts are centered towards Klang Valley area, Klang Valley audience. And more or less like what we are speaking now is only in English-speaking audience. Unfortunately, what about those Mandarin-speaking community, the Malay-speaking community? Not much of those efforts equal to those for the English-speaking community are done. Maybe logistic issues and whatnot, but these are challenges, and I believe at the moment they are actually large sections of people that we have yet to reach because of these challenges that we have yet to overcome.
How can we live together in a manner in which we can all live harmoniously, every sector of the society, right, and function differently and have contradictions, but not antagonistic contradictions. Now that is the key. And of course, we have good initiatives by the Prime Minister, the GMM, the Moderate Movement. We also have an unprecedented initiative because a large number of people came out and said that we want moderation. And these were a large number of Malays in reaction to the Malay marginalization of others. But the fact that this group now has to rely on newspaper advertisements and petitions and so on and so forth suggests something very wrong. That after 53 years, we are still at the peripheral level of trying to resolve this problem. So where we therefore have to begin to think of building the institutional infrastructures. We've got to begin to think how to build these institutional infrastructures, and that would be a task, for example, for the minister. How to implement legislative, administrative and policy measures that will foster this kind of growth, and how to establish to a large extent, find out the root causes of what is suddenly after 53 years, one of the worst stages of racial and religious discord.
I think moderation and building up the moderation and building our moderates is part of nation building. So it's part of national unity. I believe that the government has a strong role to play because the government will have to send the right messages that they support moderation. They, even in the area of enforcement of law and order, they have to make sure that they are discerning of what is proper. Basically, government has a role to promote healthy discussion, and of course, at the same time, to make sure there's law and order and there is peace as well as harmony is achieved.